hats off to Greensboro. Played a great game, shot the crap out of the ball. From three, I thought they made a ton of contested twos. Obviously we'll watch it back closely, but I don't think we gave up a lot of uncontested twos tonight. And they made a lot of great shots. And so there was a lot of reasons for our guys to fold at times, and they stuck with it. Obviously a little undermanned, and had to get a lot of contributions. We needed a little bit from everybody. And when you look at especially that first six, they did a lot of good stuff today. So we're happy to get it, and we're moving along to the next one.
And what's the status of Kayla and Paulina for
Both
Sunday?
day-to-day.
Well, upper, lower, any specifics?
We didn't, they chose no specifics.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I guess you learned that you got to keep the foot on the gas.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we it's good to get as much experience as we can for guys down the roster and try to get these guys some rest. When it came down to it, you got to go to the guys that have been in the moments and can help.
7 of 10 from 3 in the second half. What changed?
You know, they went to the zone. I think Lexi's been working hard on moving without the basketball to get more looks, and we're doing a little better job of finding lanes for her. You know, it's a lot of new for her and a lot of new for us with her, right? And so that takes some time. I think India and Deja are, I think because we were stressing getting the ball inside, I think they were a little bit slow on their release. I think they'll shoot it better too. But, you know, it's as I think Roy Williams said, you're a better coach when the ball goes in the basket. So that was a pretty good coach today.
Lexi, I looked it up. I think I have this right. 6 made threes is your most in a single game since December 19th, 2021.
I believe you.
Felt good coming out of your hand tonight?
Yeah, it felt really good. I mean, like she said, as a team, we've been working on basically the exact shots that we all got all night, especially the last 2 to 3 days. It's been a huge focus in practice, 5-on-0 and 5-on-5, half court and full court. Just those are the shots we've been working on, so it feels good to see the ball go in, but also as a team, we got the looks that we wanted, and we were really unselfish with the ball to get those right looks.
Were you getting better perimeter shots tonight than you were against South Carolina?
I don't know about better. I would say similar. Yeah, I just was able to make a couple more, I guess. I don't know. I think there were similar looks. I mean, the team is super unselfish, and it's really fun to play on. So yeah.
Alyssa, from your perspective, what have the last few practices for you guys been like? Obviously, trying to get back into the win column and get back there. What have the last few practices been like for you guys?
Yeah, we've just been really working. We've been working on both ends of the floor, but specifically on the offensive side, we're just looking to play together and to get the looks that we want to get and not let the defense dictate which shots that we get. So tonight was a great example of what we've been working on for the past few days is finding the open player and being unselfish.
You came out really scored left and right. It seemed like you were really determined offensively early in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just knowing that, just my approach for any game is take it to them right away. So yeah.
You look at, and that's how Liz practices too. I mean, you were 6 for 9 from the field, 13 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and I, of course, look at her and say, I think she could have played better. I mean, that's the coach that she has. But you did a great job.
Did you kind of think the route was on in the second quarter? Deja sat for a few minutes and Sydney came in. Were you surprised that they came back and made a game of it?
You know, we knew this is an experience. I'm coming from the mid-major world. Experience in the mid-major world is dangerous to play against. We know that. Whereas some of these high majors have more of transfers and just more rostering that we're still working out this time of the year. So we knew it was a really good team. I think it's a lot of minutes. Getting Deja a rest and getting Alyssa and Lexi rest when we can. And Sydney's been having good practices. She continues to get better. And we only had two guard subs in total in uniform tonight. So, wanting to make sure that we had enough in the second half as needed.
How do you guys really stay with it after a quarter like the second one where they're just making every shot and going into the locker room? What was kind of going through your head after that?
Well, I can take that because I just these are two people, for example, that I look to, because they're going to give you everything they have, right? And they're going to compete. And so, I think getting into Alyssa a little bit and then really urging Lexi to lead on the floor with her defensive energy and accountability. These two aren't going to take someone's crap for very long, So I think I kind of dialed into these two in particular and asked that that end get cleared up quickly.
Courtney, I'm sure we probably ask a lot about lineups, just overall speaking, but you had Maria and Anya in there a lot, mostly during that second half. What do you think allows them to work well together? I guess both of them are, considered fives, but what allows them both to work well together?
Yeah, I mean, Maria's got such great hands and is a real threat in the interior. Anya is one of the highest basketball IQs on our team, so you can put her in a variety of spots on the floor. This allows her to watch and see where the holes are, so she can pass the ball, she can finish, she can guard multiple positions. So I think in this particular game, when we felt like we were settling at times offensively, I felt like I could count on her to make sure that we were getting the shots that we wanted to get. And she also inspires. She knows the shots she's supposed to get, so if she doesn't shoot it or if she doesn't attack it, she'll tell them in a way that they know. So, she's got a real high basketball IQ.
Are you happy with the number of inside touches that Maria is getting?
I was during parts of the game. I wasn't in other parts of the game. I think, and that's partly her. Actually, I think she fumbled a few passes that she needed to have it, and whatnot. She's a gentle kid, and so. But I think in general, the team is pretty focused on her. Our team is, as well as they are each other. You have them on the same side of the floor a lot, so you can't help off of Lexi, so she has true single coverage. But I think there were times in the game where I wanted to go inside more, and then there were times in the game where the kids were focusing on getting it inside more and then weren't. I think the captains had 8 turnovers because they were trying to throw the ball to her as opposed to recognizing that at least look there, and if she's not open, go to the next thing. So a very coachable group.
For all three of you, could you talk about the challenge of facing UConn? It's going to be a partisan crowd, obviously, on Sunday. What are the challenges for you guys?
I think just taking our competitiveness on the road. We've been in great environments so far this year, and we expect the same at UConn. So just keeping that mentality that we're bringing our energy, we're going to be strong defensively and continue to get our offensive looks that we want, then I think we'll have a good game.
Yeah, I think we'll be focused on just continuing to get better in practice every day leading up to that game and focusing not only on the scouting report but also on ourselves. Because a lot of the stuff we can control, like the way we play, the way we move the ball, the shots that we're getting. So I think it'll be a focus on them and on us.
Yeah, and when you have a good team, you schedule good games, right? This is good for women's basketball. And so I don't know, the story of the season's kind of so far been, I don't know who will be cleared and who will play, and that's kind of how it goes. But I know the ones that will wear the uniform will give us everything they got, and it's going to be a great environment for women's basketball and one of the more historic places to play. It's obviously where the Connecticut Sun play as well, and so there's a lot of reasons to schedule that game, and so they're off tomorrow, and then we can lock in and have our game plan set, and as Lexi said, continue to just get better. This is still in the non-conference, and we have a great opportunity. We just got to keep getting better.
How much is the effort that you guys put forth against South Carolina give you confidence that you can go up there and take them?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Effort's not a thing. I think what happened in the icebox that we played in Florida was the anomaly. We practice hard every day. These guys go. It's like annoying that I have to shorten practices so much because they're going so hard, their load gets hit, right? These guys go. So it's never an issue of competitiveness. It really isn't. So I have no fear that it doesn't even blip on my radar that will we play hard? Will they compete? Will they give us everything they have in that game? It's not even like I hope. It's literally not even a blip on my radar. For me, it's how are we going to execute? How are we going to guard? How are we going to handle Paige? What are we going to do on the glass? Like the things that contribute to winning. But fortunately, I don't doubt these kids' heart. And if I did, I'd look right at them and they would. I just don't imagine that happening.
Wanted to ask you about obviously Paige Becker since you brought her up.
Of course.
What are some of the things that kind of obviously she has put a lot on tape that we see, but when you watch her and when you begin to game plan against her, what are some of the main things that kind of sticks out and things you all will have to emphasize on?
Really shifty, great release, a gamer, a very very key focal point of their offense, facilitator, willing to pass. She's just kind of if you liken it to football, she's their quarterback, right? She's their Tom Brady, and so you can't gently ask Tom Brady to not play well. You're going to have to outplay him, right? And so we will do our best to defend the way that we decide based on what we're watching, and then offensively pick them apart in the way that, again, where Lexi can be good and where Liz can be good, and make sure they feel good about their options there.
And then going off the Lexi and Alyssa, have you guys played against or with Paige in any, in high school or anything like that?
Both, yeah, with and against.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played against her. I'm also from Minnesota, and Lexi, obviously Wisconsin, so we're all pretty close up there. So it'll be a fun matchup.
Yeah.
I just had a scheduling question.
Yeah.
When you have the SEC challenge on the schedule and then you have UConn, is it a conscious decision to let's get a mid-major at home kind of in between that as sort of a get-right
Absolutely.
game?
Yeah, absolutely, Mitch. I think too, some of these games you can't, the SEC challenge falls where it will, right? And then we already had a Thanksgiving tournament, so sometimes your hands are held with what's been done before because of the powers to be scheduling us in environments. Yeah, we definitely, you don't want to play, you want a little bit of time in between to work out some things. So we were thrilled we got to see some zone tonight. Our kids should feel really good about that. We hadn't seen zone in 3 games, so now we've gotten some zone reps, which is helpful. We've been able to extend the floor a little bit. We've had various ball screen coverages. So we did do some things tonight that gave us just some reps and to catch up in that way, to get ready for a new opponent.
Everybody good?
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, everyone.